Welcome to the Garth Rodney Show. Good to have you with us. Listen, we're talking about nutrition today. Why do I know about nutrition? Because look at me. Aren't I nutritionally fit? Oh, me and my extra chins. You know what? If you've crossed over like the 40-yard line and, you kind of thinking, well, what am I going to do next? And maybe you're heading towards the 50-yard line. Then the question is, what are you going to do? And how can you make it simple? Because quite frankly, have you not been inundated? Have you not called what's her name yet? I mean, have you gone to one of those weekly meetings, where they sit down and everybody sits there and goes, hey, this. You got to, don't ask me a question, lady at the front, because I know you're going to yell at me. Do you want that, or do you want something that's a little more sane and a little more fun? My guest, Dan Hanewich, says that you can play with your balls and actually lose weight. Dan?
Almost, Garth. You just got to balance your balls.
Okay, now, first of all, tell the name of your program is?
Perfect Plate Nutrition Helper.
Okay, good. And you use balls as a metaphor.
Exactly.
To give an example. And it's a lot of fun to do that because, so let's talk a little bit about what your theory is, and then we'll come back and talk about how you came to it. These balls represent what?
The tennis balls represent your carbs, and the ping pong balls represent your fats.
Okay.
The decks of cards, your protein.
Okay.
You have to have so much per day according to your stage of life and to your body type.
So I have to eat 1, 2, 3, 4, I like 5 decks of cards a day?
You have to have about 6 decks of cards a day of protein.
Is it because I'm Garth Ganchuan, because I'm large?
Exactly.
Okay, good.
That's exactly right.
Fine. And how many tennis balls do I have to eat a day?
Tennis balls, depending on what they are. For most part, they're carbs, but you also have to have these orange and yellow ones. Those are your carbs.
Okay. Oh, so there's different
ones. The carbs, these are your calcium. You have to have calcium. So many calcium sources of protein.
Okay. And then the ping pong balls?
Ping pong balls are your healthy sorts of fat.
Okay. And the little basketballs, the mean looking ones?
These ones here are your bad sources of fat. You don't want those, so we should be actually taking those ones away from your diet.
But you can't avoid some of those fats sometimes.
No, but you can mark them off when you eat them. So that's the beautiful thing. You're monitoring them.
Speaking of which, you actually created the ultimate monitoring system. I just dropped the pen on the floor, so I'll move past that in a second because I'm not that double jointed. But here's the deal. So you have this guide that's here, and it's something that could fit into everybody's planner or it could fit here if it needed to.
Yeah.
And let me throw that over to you because I think what will happen is that you can sort of describe to me how I would use this, and then we'll kind of go back into how it all was developed, okay?
Sure.
So how would I use this in the day when it comes to using this program?
The first thing that you got to do is you got to get your energy under control. You got to be in a positive energy flow right from the start of your day, or you will end up sabotaging all of your health and fitness goals. So throughout the day, you have to have a way of putting positive energy around you and activating that energy into movement and unwinding at the end of the day. If you don't do that, no matter how you balance your balls, you're still going to be sabotaging your health and fitness goals. So phase 1 is trying to get your energy together, and you could start in phase 2 and still work with phase 1, but it might take you 3 or 4 days to be able to think of a positive thought and write that down. If you start doing life that way, you're 97% ahead of the rest of the population.
I write something down that's positive, and then I'm going to change my day.
That's right, because that starts you in the positive flow, the positive habit. That habit continues as you activate it into movement. You have to have an enjoyable movement because you want to take that energy and you want to be able to have energy in your life.
Now, for some people, I know an enjoyable movement has nothing to do with
balancing your balls.
With balancing your balls.
You're absolutely right.
What did you do, Grandpa? I had an enjoyable movement. So, all right, but actually, interesting. Should I digress for a moment? The idea that actually laxatives are actually some of the most prescribed things over the counter around in North America is because most of us don't have enough fiber, so those movements aren't happening. Not the ones you're talking about.
No, what's happening is most people are getting up and their minds are spinning right out of control on their business, on their finances, on family matters, and all that kind of stuff. Nobody is taking that minute for themselves to say, what do I want to do today? What am I going to have in my life today that's going to help me get above all that? Okay. So, and at the end of the day, it's basically parasympathetic and sympathetic activity. Most people are in fight or flight. That causes stress, therefore you will sabotage all your health and fitness goals. Parasympathetic activity is rest and digest. So you want that kind of activity, and you want to bring reference to it 2 or 3 times throughout your day. You want to start your day in it, you want to activate that energy into movement, and you want to unwind at the end of your day.
The results you're getting with people that have started with your program are quite phenomenal, actually. I mean, you have great hope for me.
Exactly. The average person is losing 10 pounds every 21 days using this. this because, first of all, they're dealing with their energy. They're dealing with that very difficult first phase that most people have a hard time with. And then the second phase is so easy. Check off your glasses of water, check off your carbs, check off your fats, check off your proteins for your stage of life and for your body type. So there's different ones for different people.
You talk about, in your case, because there are different shapes of people, different body shapes, and you have actually tailored all of your programs to suit those phases. Now, that's mine there. I'm meso guy.
That's right.
I feel like I should... Meso guy.
There's the ecto guy, the meso guy, and the endo guy.
Right. Endo guy, is that the guy just before he dies?
The endo guy is the little thicker one, the little thicker guy, yeah.
Yeah, a little portly, they call him.
And there's different stages of life, 14 to 18, 19 to 50, and 51 plus.
So that's also something that's really, I've never seen really well defined in diet programs. That it's always like, okay, eat less calories and you'll lose weight. You're actually saying something a little bit different.
I'm saying a lot different. When you balancing out your macronutrients, your carbs, your fats, your proteins, and your water is an exact nutritional science that at best everybody is just hit and miss. So this way here gives you a system that monitors for your age and your stage of life and for your body type and for your health and fitness goals, because you can take health and fitness goals on the back page and incorporate this into it as well.
Okay, now I want to head off to break for a moment because I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you've done in order to sort of simplify this, and we want to get to that because you yourself have been around the fitness industry for quite some time. You're over the 50-yard line. I'll just say that because people may not know that because of your hairline, like mine. But when we come back, I want to talk about sort of how you came to putting all of this information into what is really a bunch of balls and cards, decks of cards on the table.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Stay with us, and you can find out how many pounds in 21 days.
10 pounds.
You can lose 21 pounds. 21 pounds in 10 days. Just kidding. 10 pounds in 21 days, and you can play with your balls. All right. We'll be right back with more of the Garth Riley Show.